This rock is not, this is not stable. I almost fell in. Alright, let's get out of here. So recently I took out my 60D and the very, very dated 18 to 55. You can see it's got those trademark vintage style ridges and no stabilizer switch. It is autofocus and it is the nasty one. It's the, yeah, if you can hear that. It is not one of the fast ones and not also one of the accurate ones, but it works okay if you are good at mitigating damage. So with the 18 to 55 that I have, it is not only extremely old, but it doesn't like to focus that well all the time on my 60D, and I can't correct it because the 60D doesn't have corrective options built into the camera. Nice one, Canon, nice. The one model, like everything else around it has it, just not this one. Anyway, what I did was I took it out on a couple walks. One down at a local park, and the other one I went to the next town over. They have this nice water walkway, and it's very pretty. So I was like, okay, well, you know, kit lenses that are older, it probably needs a bump in aperture to get going. So a lot of these, you know, I was above 5.6, I was like 6.3, 7.1, even above, you know, like f9, f10 at a few of them. I think you'll see one later. Actually, I'll just put it up like right now on the screen. At the end of my walk, I had it at like f22, and it's not sharp at f22, let me tell you. But it produces a good image still, and a good image doesn't necessarily have to be a sharp one. So kit lenses overall, they are wonderful at everything that you would need it for as part of the kit to get going. You know, if you're going to be taking it around with you when you buy a camera, you're going to be like, okay, I'll take it to the beach, I'll take it to this fair, I'll take it to a car show. You can do all these things with such a lens. When you get into more specialized parts of photography, like, okay, I want to do motorsports. Okay, now you might have to be like, what should I buy now? In some cameras that Canon made, they came with, you know, an 18 to 135 range as a kit lens, and that would be, I mean, the equivalent of Canon sensor is about a 28 to 216, because you have to multiply the number on the lens by 1.6, and you'll get your equivalent focal length on a 35mm or full frame camera. It's just how they do it. However, with an 18 to 55, that'll get you, if I've never really done the math specifically for this, but you know, 18, so it's like, okay, it's 28 to 55, it's probably an 80, like near 80, 75 or 80. Actually, it might be a little higher than that. Either way, very useful range. I would say that you would get away with an 18 to 55 for most applications, unless you were doing something specialized. Bird photography is another big one. Motorsports, bird photography, things that you need far away distances, you're going to want something more. But I still had a great time when I went out with this. Just got a, you know, I just took it slow, went around anything I thought is interesting. Oh yeah, click, click. You know, you gotta enable tourist mode in your brain. You have to be like, what looks cool? What, like, stop trying to make a photograph and make a snapshot. You know, like take a snapshot of like, oh, this looks cool, click. This looks cool too, click. Oh, this would look really cool if I macroed it, and then you hope it doesn't move. And that, it's quite an interesting time when you go back from using really expensive lenses and then you plop on arguably the worst lens that you have in your collection. I like it. I quite like it, actually. It's very nice. And I think I've taken some interesting photos that I probably wouldn't have gotten because I wouldn't be thinking, you know, I wouldn't be thinking in the same mindset. You think differently when you use a lens that's, I don't want to say cheaper, but I want to say there's a feeling you'll understand if you're a photographer that has constant aperture lenses. Like I have a 24 to 105, and I love that thing to death. But for some reason, whenever I put on just one of these APS-C kit lenses from like, you know, the M50's 15 to 45, or in this case the 18 to 55, you just start thinking differently. You stop caring about most of the things and the nitpicking side that you would, and you just take photos that you enjoy. And sometimes those snapshots become like a photograph, like one that you're actually proud of, not just one that you took like, oh hey, I guess that's my difference of a snapshot to a photograph, even though they're the same fucking thing. Whatever. But it does look pretty funny when you have the 60D, and you know, you have the you're just like DSLR in general. You have battery grip, you have everything, and then you just have like the plainest lens on it. It's hilarious. I still do want that 18 to 135 nano USM, because that thing looks so fun. Great stabilizer, fast autofocus, and a great zoom range. That and the 10 to 18 would actually be a very, very good combo to take around. You know, honestly, it's just such a peaceful place. I love coming out to rivers and parks and stuff like this in general, just because of, you know, how nice it is, how serene. And also, if you use a DSLR and you use the optical finder almost exclusively, you'll never really run out of battery on a walk. You ask what the biggest difference is between a mirrorless camera and a DSLR, there you have it. It's always going to be battery life. So beautiful out here.